Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul, joined by Robert Ziggy Ziegler for an instant reaction to, surprise, surprise, more Vikings heartbreak, devastation. It could have been worse, I guess. I don't know. Shame on me, Ziggy, for thinking last night that it could only be as bad as the performance against the Falcons.
Right.
But
I said it was the low point of the season. It's on me, too.
It's on all of us here. JJ McCarthy has been ruled out. Essentially, he's likely to miss week 3 against the Cincinnati Bengals now with a high ankle sprain. If the performance alone wasn't bad enough, JJ is now hurt on top of that, which maybe, maybe we could just say that's why we were so bad. Well, JJ's playing with a high ankle sprain. We could try and find the optimistic silver lining here. But really what I'm thinking about, Ziggy, is at the end of last night's live stream when I said, it was really bad. Hopefully JJ will bounce back against the bad Bengals defense. And look, at least we're not the Bengals. At least we're not the team with the injured quarterback right now. I mean, shame on me for not realizing that obviously something in the football universe would have to conspire to go against the Vikings here with JJ being hurt again. So let's talk this through here. You actually think that this could, in some sense, be good for the Vikings?
I mean,
not JJ being hurt, but for JJ McCarthy.
A lot depends on how bad this injury is. When you hear week-to-week high ankle sprain, we don't know. There's a degrees to how bad that could be. It could be like the thing that sidelined Saquon for the whole season. He could be back and ready to play versus the Steelers. We just don't know that yet. But the start to the season has been so bad for JJ McCarthy. I know he's had one good quarter, but this Falcons team was so terrible. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea for JJ McCarthy to take a week to step back, to reorient himself mentally. He's got a long season of football ahead of him. And unfortunately, the schedule doesn't get easier. These first 5 games are far and away the easiest stretch of the Vikings schedule. But at a certain point, he needs to just take a reset and start playing the better football that we know he can play. We saw in the last quarter of that Bears game. He can play decent football. Now, a high ankle sprain is not a vacation. It's not exactly great that our quarterback's going to be out for 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe more. But that's the one. I'm trying to be an optimist.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like that
was tough.
Really
Last night
pushing.
was really tough.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing in the world that JJ McCarthy is going to miss a game, but I wish it weren't one of the 3 or 4 winnable games left on the schedule.
Hopefully there's more than that. But I feel like you're pushing the boundary of optimism here, because to me, and let's
I'm not
make
saying
one.
It's a good thing, to be clear. I'm just pointing out one good effect.
I want to be really clear on something that I've instantly seen people come in and say in our comment section when we were talking about the news on Twitter and other platforms. Oh, and please remember to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this misery. And I'm just so done with this bad news. I gave Ziggy a call. And he goes, "Have you seen?" Every time, Ziggy, I feel like have you seen the Viking news? It's just something terrible. And I was just sitting in my car going, "Are you kidding me? What again? Another?" It's just snowball effect. But if you're enjoying this misery, it seems like this is going to be the season. This unbelievably, through 2 weeks now, college misery, Viking quarterback hurt. It's just, oh my gosh, so bad. So if you're enjoying that and the Packers' success, NFC North success, throw us a subscribe, a pity subscription. It could be nice.
If nothing else.
One thing I want to make clear, though, is that this is not a soft benching, quote unquote, that I'm seeing a lot of people talking about. The Vikings...
People are saying that?
Yeah, people are saying, oh, maybe it was so bad that this is a soft benching for a week to reset, and that is not the case. It's not the case at all. The Vikings this offseason, and this is, the separate issue that a lot of fans are having, we moved on and we turned down a lot of options that may have been better options so far at this point in the season. Sam Darnold had a great year. Daniel Jones off to a hot start. Rodgers, I think, would have been better than this so far through 2 weeks. We turned all of them away to go all in on JJ McCarthy this year. Now, is he probably behind where we expected him to be at? Yeah, I think that's safe to say. We did not. There's no way that Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah thought that at this point in time, McCarthy would look this bad in 7 of the 8 quarters. And it's been pretty bad. But at the same time, this is where we are now. So the best thing for JJ, and this is why it's so, I don't want to say devastating is not the right word, because if it's a 1 week injury, whatever. Well, that's what we have to
He's
hope.
almost certainly going to be out. I know that the Vikings are slow rolling it. They say we're not sure he's going to be here for this game. Based on how these injuries usually go, I would expect JJ McCarthy to miss somewhere between 3 to 5 games.
Oh, well, all right.
The thing about high ankle sprains,
Dr. Ziggy, can you? Is that?
So,
go ahead.
That's actually, if anything, a pretty aggressive return time. The thing about high ankle sprains is they're injuries that are very, very easy to re-injure. We saw Saquon Barkley a couple of years ago. He rushed back from his high ankle sprain, looked terrible, and then hurt it even worse. And frankly, with how the Minnesota Vikings offensive line has played and how JJ McCarthy has played behind it, I do not trust that ankle to stay upright, to stay healthy, to not have 300-pound men crashing into it at full force. So if I'm the Vikings, we saw what they did with JJ McCarthy last year, right? You brought him back slowly. I don't see why you're going to bring him back, rush him back for a week or two, and just let him get re-injured.
It looks like, is Schefter saying 2 to 4 weeks here?
That sounds about right, too. I mean, it depends on the severity, but 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Gosh.
I have a very hard time seeing JJ McCarthy being ready to play the Steelers on September 28th.
Well, then this is devastating then. Because I was trying to take the positive. No, it's pretty.
I'll tell you why it's not, Paul. I'll tell you why it's not.
Okay, then I'll tell you why it is. Let's go.
You know the Minnesota Vikings better than anyone. What's going to happen for the next 2 weeks of JJ McCarthy out? Carson Wentz is going to light the world on fire. He's going to create a huge quarterback controversy. It's going to destroy our long-term future. Maybe that's true. But we're going to get a couple great weeks out of Carson Wentz here because that's just what Kevin O'Connell and the Minnesota Vikings did.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to beat the Bengals and Jake Browning still. Like, that is not... This is the perfect scenario to have a Carson Wentz, JJ McCarthy quarterback.
And my prediction flipped. I thought the Bengals were going to come in and whoop us. We win next week now.
But the reason it's devastating is because the long-term health of the Minnesota Vikings, right? If we're looking down the rest of this season, we need reps for JJ McCarthy. He has to play. Like that is how he's going to get better. He needs to get into rhythm, and like this is just another instance now. And who knows? Maybe you said it on the phone with me. Maybe this is becoming a problem where he's played 2 games. What he's played 4 games, right? In the NFL. Let's forget the first preseason game,
including
No, we're saying preseason. One preseason last year, and now I guess 2 this year. He's played 3 games and he's gotten hurt in 2 of them. Like that. That's not good.
Yeah, and these are. You can say meniscus injury, freak injury, high ankle sprain, it happens. I get it. But he has brought some of this on himself by being the slowest quarterback in the NFL to throw the ball against blitzes.
And that's part of the he needs reps to learn this. And now it's 2 weeks, right? That's the thing. We can get on JJ and say he's been one of the worst quarterbacks in the league for 7 of 8 quarters. True. Very true. Can't ignore that. As good as that one quarter was. But the way to improve on that is to just continue to play. Now, the accuracy issues at times, I haven't finished watching through all the game film from last night against Atlanta, but there are a couple plays, and I pointed out to you on the phone, the 3rd and 14 throw is 3rd and goal for us when we were backed up. Pockets collapsing. JJ takes one more beat, and Jalen Nailor's breaking to the corner of the end zone. This is where we kind of disagree. I think Sam Darnold steps up and makes that throw, and we get 7 points there. Now, again, it's much easier being the armchair quarterback here, like looking over tape going, yep, he would have been open if he waited a second without 3 guys, drawing in on him. But there are little things with JJ that's like, okay, if he recognizes this a little bit quicker, it could be good for the Vikings. And when he had time last night to throw, JJ is good when he has time. But with school in or Roos at left tackle, and we have Juergens coming in for Ryan Kelly, like it turned into a disaster. So what we need is everyone to get healthy. And this Viking team is through 2 weeks absolutely devastated by injuries. So
it's just, let's go through those injuries real quick. JJ McCarthy probably missing at least the next 2 weeks. Christian Darrisaw missed the first 2 games. Harrison Smith, Van Ginkel's out. Aaron Jones, they're bringing in for testing on his hamstring. He's not playing this week. They have no idea when or if he's going to be coming back. Blake Cashman is on IR. Ryan Kelly's in concussion protocol. Our wide receiver 3, Rondale Moore, had a season-ending injury in preseason. Aaron Jones is gone. He might never play for the Vikings again.
What?
Those hamstring injuries linger.
All right. Well, let's not get crazy here. I think.
Okay, let's not get crazy. there's been a lot of injuries on this team, and I don't like how many of these injuries are question marks. I don't like that JJ McCarthy is who knows when he's going to be back. I don't like that of Aaron Jones. It's who knows when he's going to be back. Like, we need these guys on the field.
It's an utter disaster. This has been set, other than the fourth quarter against the Bears, which I guess maybe it's fitting because the Bears are another team that just always have things go wrong for them. It is about as bad as a start as we could have possibly expected. JJ looks bad. The injuries are crazy. Packers and Lions look really good. As bad of a start as we could have. As bad of a start as we could have expected.
And it's the Minnesota Vikings. So JJ McCarthy's not going to be ready to come back early. Let's be generous. Let's say he misses the next 3 games, then it's a bye, then he's coming back. Here are the teams he gets to face coming out of that stretch. The Philadelphia Eagles. If he somehow survives that defensive line, he gets to go to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Then we get to go to Detroit. Then we host the Ravens. Then it's Bears and Packers. Like, coming out of that stretch, if he misses the next 3 games from injury, JJ McCarthy needs to be lights out immediately, or the season's just over.
Yeah, that's like right now.
It is just over.
Right now, off the top of my head, that's an optimistic 1-5. That's an optimistic 1-5. If you beat the Bears, those other 5 teams individually on a game-to-game basis, you will pick against the Vikings each week. Chargers on a short week. Packers look like the best team in football. We have the Ravens and Eagles at home. So,
yeah, but those are 2 of the 4 or 5 best teams in the NFL.
Yeah,
at home.
No, it's I guess last night at 10:54 when I called the season, I was right. Like 10:54, maybe. Well, I don't know. Like it's not like this injury is going to be the thing that puts the nail in the coffin. But I guess the path that we were looking for was JJ being good over the next 3 weeks with some lighter opponents, and not there's still good teams, there's still good defenses that we're playing. And the Steelers and Browns, and the Bengals can still score points even with Browning. But the hope was that JJ would figure it out, and then when we have that gauntlet of a schedule, maybe we could pick off a couple games. And maybe we could pick off one where the defense has a really good showing at home. We find a way to win, and we're we said going into the Packer game like 5-5. But it just seems like this is going to be one of those years, and I don't know. Like I don't know if we make a move. Do we make a move for somebody? If JJ's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks, like Carson Wentz hasn't played football in 2 years, like a real meaningful football. And in 2024, he played in 1 game for the Chiefs when they lost 38-0 to the Broncos in the last week of the season. In 2023, he played 1 game with the Rams. He won 21-20 against the 49ers backups. And then we have to go back to 2022 when he was with the Commanders. He threw 11 touchdowns and 9 interceptions.
So I'll tell you who the Bengals have been contacting now that Joe Burrow is out. Here are the guys they've been looking at to replace potentially Jake Browning: Desmond Ridder, Mike White, Taylor Heineke, Kyle Trask, Nate Sudfeld. They've been considering maybe you trade for Jameis, maybe you trade for Kirk Cousins. Sam Howell and Tanner McKee, maybe you can get one of those guys. Vikings sure aren't going to get Sam Howell. But none of those guys are exciting. And this is just what feels weird about this Minnesota Vikings team is we lead the NFL in cash spending this year. They're really all in on 2025. And it's just very hard for me to see, like, maybe we can go out and trade some draft capital for a quarterback, but we need cheap players of that draft capital for the JJ McCarthy era. It's just I don't know what we're supposed to do here, but I don't.
Is it Kirk?
I don't want to go out and get a quarterback.
Is it Kirk? Do you think he got on the plane yet from last night?
If you're the Atlanta Falcons, the Falcons have been insistent they want Kirk Cousins on their team. You're going to have to give up real draft capital for him.
Oh, what's real draft capital?
Real draft capital for Kirk Cousins do? Say we give up a 3rd-round pick for Kirk Cousins. What does that do for us?
I mean,
does it save the season? No.
Maybe. maybe if Kirk finds that fountain of youth.
Now, if we thought that having a quarterback like that would save our season, we wouldn't have let Darnold and Daniel Jones walk. We're here right now. Bringing Kirk Cousins in his mega contract in doesn't make any sense.
Well, obviously, we wouldn't be taking on a lot of that contract. That would be insane.
if you want the Falcons to eat most of his salary this year and convert it to a signing bonus so that you don't have to deal with it, you're going to have to give up more than a third round pick. They don't want to put themselves in a cap hole for us.
Who would be your pick of the quarterbacks right now?
Carson Wentz.
Wentz. So you take Wentz over Kirk. You take Wentz over. I'd probably take Wentz over Jameis. I don't know. No, I'd probably take Jameis. I mean, I'd take Jameis over Wentz, but
I don't think so. The thing, Carson Wentz, the only competitor for Carson Wentz, I think, is Kirk Cousins. At the end of the day, Carson Wentz is the only quarterback available who has had extended stretches playing good football. And I am confident that Kevin O'Connell can come up with a situation in which he can play decent games. Like, everybody talks about how terrible that Colts year was. He went 9-8, throwing for 3,600 yards and 28 touchdowns with 7 interceptions.
I mean, but Ziggy, that was a long time ago.
Sure, but like, how long has it been since Jameis Winston has played good football? Has Jameis Winston ever had a stretch that good?
Well, I mean, no, Jameis's peak is not as high as Wentz's peak, but Jameis was at least playing last year. He won a couple football games last year.
He went 2-5, throwing for 13 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. No, yeah, I'm not trading for Jameis Winston.
I'm not sitting up here arguing that Jameis Winston's the be-all, end-all savior, but I'm saying if you're comparing him to Carson Wentz, Jameis Winston at least has been playing football and had a couple good games, a couple good performances, even in losses for the Browns last year. And if you give him to Kevin O'Connell on the offense, who knows? Like, maybe, obviously,
Jameis Winston has been everywhere and sucked everywhere he's gone.
Yeah, again, not saying he's going to light the world on fire, but he might be a better option to get a couple wins and keep the season on track.
I don't think that's true.
So this is why it's so bad.
We've seen I mean, this is it. We're sitting here arguing, do we want Carson Wentz or Jameis Winston when we're starting the guy who's supposed to be the savior at QB this year?
Yeah, that is where we are.
And the only reason we're talking like that is because
3. It's not even week 3, Ziggy.
Yeah, and let's be clear, the only reason we're talking like this is because neither of us have confidence that when JJ McCarthy comes back, he's going to be any good.
Yeah, I've
seen some people saying, like, this is how bad it is. This take is not, like, it's sort of silly, but the fact that people are saying it tells you a lot. That Carson Wentz might take JJ McCarthy's job and not give it back.
Yes, Carson Wentz, who hasn't played.
People are saying that.
Who hasn't played football since 2022.
Yeah.
Disaster. It went from 1 week. It just gets worse. Every hour gets worse as a Viking fan. Like, it went from okay, JJ unexpectedly. We saw him getting tape on the ankle last night, but it went from okay, out of nowhere he's hurt. Okay, just a week. Now it's 2 to 4 weeks. It's just yeah. He will probably be out until after the bye. If you're thinking,
that's when it makes sense to bring him back from something that's a high risk of re-injury.
Yeah. And if you do bring him back, right, in 2 weeks after 2 games, I understand that the Browns are not a great football team, that they're not going to win a lot of games this year, but Myles Garrett is on the other side of the foot. Like, that's an issue.
He's been unbelievable this season.
Oh, he's great. He's great. The Browns defense, look, I know Lamar just lit him up, but that's the Ravens. That's arguably the best team in football. Like, the Browns defense.
Myles Garrett has 4 sacks through 2 games.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's the one thing that the one saving grace moving forward was, okay, let's hope that JJ just needs to iron this out. And now, oh my gosh, I don't even know. Like, if we wind up going having 4 wins this year, what you said, we had the oldest defense in football?
Yeah.
Oldest defense in football. Justin
number 1 in cash spending. Like, we're all in on this year. And we've got, of course there's ways around this, but right now, next year, we're projected $55 million over the cap. We have to make tough choices with guys like Jonathan Grenard, Brian O'Neill, TJ Hawkinson. Like, we can't bring those guys back at the numbers they're on right now. This might be the most talented Vikings team JJ McCarthy gets during his rookie deal. And
Ziggy, I mean, watching the film last night, it's like the lines are getting dominated too. Like we brought in all these, and I get on offense, we had the rookie center or the backup center and the third string left tackle playing. But it's like, We invested all this money, and so far, like, the reward has been pretty bad. Like, if you go back and you're watching the defensive line, every now and then Javon Hargrave has a pressure, but like everyone else is getting dominated. Our linebackers are coming in, they're overshooting Bijan, and Bijan's amazing as well. Like you can have a little like asterisk next to anything, but it's like we're overshooting, we're missing tackles, it's we're not closing gaps. Like offensively, we're missing assignments. It's like it's just not good. It's just really not good. Yeah. And now you throw in essentially rookie quarterback and now an injured rookie quarterback just being thrown into the fire against 3 of the best 5 teams in football. Like this is going to blow up really fast. This has potential to turn into an absolute nightmare of a season if it's not already classified as one.
This has the potential to cost someone their job.
Yeah,
if this season is a disaster, if you walk in after, if you're Ziggy Wolf, great name by the way, Ziggy, big fan of that name. But if you're Ziggy Wolf sitting back and Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah told you, look, we've got our quarterback of the future, we're going all in this year.
Okay,
we're stuck in the lines of old veterans. My draft picks are finally going to hit. Like everything I've been building towards, this felt like the year that the Vikings have been waiting for a long time. They let 2 promising quarterbacks walk. I get that Darnold and Jones aren't world beaters, but particularly Darnold, you staked your future. We're going to let him walk because JJ McCarthy is going to be it. And you win 4 or 5 games. If that doesn't cost you your job this year, that means you need to be a playoff contender next year. You're done.
Yeah, I don't think Kwesi is even close to being fired this season. But if we win 4 games and next year we win 4 games again, if that's what happens, it will
be the hottest seed in the NFL going into next year.
It won't be the hottest. It could be warmer than
assuming
expected.
Some people get cleared out.
Yeah, sure, I think it could be Kwesi's won 13 and 14 games in 2 of his 3 years. That builds you a little bit of time. You have to have some goodwill there. So if we have a bad year with a bunch of dudes injured, our quarterback's hurt, like. Ziggy Wilf would be, and the Wilfs don't operate like that. Like we're not going to fire Kwesi after this season. But let's say we do win 4 games. Now we have a question. Like that's actually kind of if we're going to look at the negative route here and say the Vikings, let's say the Vikings win 4 or 5 games this year, have a high draft pick. JJ doesn't look good, kind of battles these injuries all year. That's a bigger question to me than if Kwesi's losing his job. So what is Kwesi going to do? Are we gonna try and draft somebody else? Or like how long? We're talking year 3 of JJ where he's been injury plagued for maybe 1 or 2 of them. I don't know what the move is at that point. And this is why it sucks, is because we're sitting here in week 3, week 3 with the guy who's supposed to be the dude out. And now we're saying what happens next year if we're bad this year like we're expecting right now. I don't know. We have to probably consider a quarterback, but this is a weak draft class. So
I mean, you're increasingly seeing teams get punished from not moving off of guys, right? You look at the Panthers not moving off Bryce Young, the Colts not moving off Anthony Richardson. Now the JJ McCarthy start hasn't been that bad yet, but I can't say it's trending a whole lot more positively. Again, none of this is to say that he can't become a good NFL player we're giving up after week 2, but this was a chance to get snaps in a meaningful NFL game, not preseason, not scrimmage, against teams that they might have a chance of beating. We're not beating Philadelphia. We're not beating Baltimore. We're not going to Detroit and winning.
No, and I think it might be a little misconstrued here. We're not. It's crazy to give up on JJ McCarthy after 2 weeks, and that's not what we're doing. We're not
giving up on him.
That's not what we're doing. But what we're saying is, if the season plays out the way that it's appearing that it will play out, with JJ really struggling, a really hard schedule, and he's injured. Now we're in year 3 of JJ, where he hasn't played a lot of football, and our roster is going to be as good as it probably will be for the next handful of years. Does that make you think, if you're running the Vikings, do I look somewhere else? And I don't know. The answer is probably that they'll keep rolling with JJ and see how that goes. But it's at least we don't need to get there yet because that's so far into the future. But it's just something that you start to think about when these things start piling on top of each other the way they are on week 3 of the season. So I don't know. I guess the best thing that we can do is take this 1 week at a time. We don't need to be talking about 2026 football. It's week 3 of the 2025 season. But it's just a nightmare. It is just a nightmare. So let's leave it at that. We'll be
Jack's
back.
Going to be happy. The Steelers now get to play against Carson Wentz instead of JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, it sucks. It's horrible. It's just a season from hell, Ziggy. Season from hell, and we just started. So, but I'm telling you, this is what we do. This happens all the time. Our guy gets hurt, and the Vikings have to have their quarterback get hurt more than like most other teams. Like going back to 2016, we had the Teddy year where he went down. Kirk tore his freaking Achilles. Now we have JJ last year, JJ this year. Like how many times? And you want to know what's crazy about it? In 2 of those years, we won 13 or more games. So like, I don't know. Maybe that's why I feel optimistic in my mind that we're going to win this week, is because whenever we have someone go down, it seems that some dude just comes out of nowhere. But this is not good. This is really not good. And we're going to pay the price for I don't want to say not properly addressing the backup quarterback situation, because we expected Howell to be okay. But there were definitely other options that we could have looked into. And there are going to be some people who want to see Max Brosmer play, I bet. The rookie out of Minnesota who had some really good preseason moments. So,
of course, just to be clear, when it comes to the Green Bay Packers, Malik Willis comes in, goes undefeated, and then every team around the NFL right now with an injured quarterback is trying to get him.
Yeah,
when their quarterback gets hurt, things go great.
I'm still a little skeptical of Malik as anything more than
the Bengals are trying to trade for him. The Vikings, I'm sure, will make a call.
Yeah,
the Packers will then hang up.
I'm not sure. I like Malik, but I think he's more of a fill-in, run the ball, try and capitalize with Josh Jacobs. When he throws, it's a little questionable to me. He's good for a couple passes a game, but I don't think the Vikings have the rushing attack to handle Malik Willis coming in. So
with Aaron Jones out,
Aaron out, look, Jordan Mason. I think Jordan Mason's probably even better than Aaron right now. So, all right, we'll wrap it up here. Just another day in paradise of being a Vikings fan. Ziggy, we'll be back with Andy Herman on Wednesday to react to the Packers' stunning success, overwhelming success, and the Vikings' perpetual heartbreak.
Not at all stunning failure.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys then.